Hi everyone, welcome to Joe's Learning Hub, a one-stop channel for teacher trainees. In today's video lecture, you'll be listening to the aims of teaching English. Before I proceed, let me make you understand the term aim. Aim is a broad term explaining what is to be achieved. It is the end goal which an individual strives or works hard to achieve. It addresses long-term outcomes. So, what is an aim? It is the general direction or intent of a teacher or an individual concerned with a purpose. In simple words, aim answers the question, what is to be achieved? So, my dear students, when you teach English, put a question to yourself, what is to be achieved at the end of my English class? The answers may vary according to the class, topic or skill, that is, listening, speaking, reading or writing that you teach in your English class. The answers that you get to that particular question is the aim of teaching English. Therefore, as teachers, it is a useful exercise for you to set down in some order of priority your long-range objectives in the teaching of English language. As English teachers, you may be handling primary level, secondary level or higher secondary level classes to teach English. That is, classes 1 to 5 fall under primary level, classes 6 to 10 secondary level and classes 11 and 12 higher secondary level. It is very important to define the aims of teaching English clearly at all the three levels. Let us see one after the other. But before that, you should remember that there are four main aims of teaching English. First one, it is more important to make your students understand spoken English. Whatever you speak must be understood or comprehended by the student in the class. The second main aim of teaching English is to speak English. That is, you must be able to make your students speak in English. The third, you must make your students to understand written English. They must be able to understand either print format or whatever is being written in English. Next main aim is to make your students to write English. Each of these aims pertain to LSRW, that is listening, speaking, reading and writing skill. Based on these, we shall see what should be the aims of teaching English at the primary level. Since the students are from classes 1 to 5, the aims are also according to their age group, that is simple and basic. The aims are, the students must be able to learn English alphabet. So, your main aim is to make them learn the letters of English alphabet. Next, they must be able to understand simple statements when you speak in English. They must also be able to acquire knowledge to read English, that is, at least the simple words. For example, like A-P-P-L-E, apple, B-A-T, bat, C-A-T, cat. So, likewise, they must be able to read English. Next, they must be able to gain required vocabulary. So, whatever is necessary for that particular age group, the teacher should teach the vocabulary. And also, the students must be able to produce simple statements. Next, the aim of teaching English at primary level is to make the students understand simple questions and they must be able to answer back to the teacher. Next, the students must be able to identify the objects by their names. And also, make your students to write English legibly and practice the 4 styles of writing in English. Make your students to read and understand small stories and incidents. So, these are the aims of teaching English at primary level. Therefore, these aims of teaching English at primary level should enable the students to learn the basics of the English language, which forms the foundation for its mastery. Remember the mantra, keep it simple. So now let's go on to the next level, that is the secondary level for students 6th to 10th. For these students, English is taught according to their age group. Here, English should not be simple or basic. At the secondary level, the students must be able to understand spoken English with ease, and they also must understand English when it is broadcasted in radios. The students must be able to speak simple English correctly and fluently. At this level, the aim of teaching English should be to make the students read English comprehension at a reasonable speed. The speed of reading must be moderate. The students must neither read too fast nor too slow. So, at a reasonable speed, the students must be able to read English comprehension. For the students from 6th standard to 10th standard, they must be able to pronounce the words correctly so it can be decoded by others. That is, it can be understood by others. They must also be able to produce simple and meaningful sentences. The students of this age group or of these standards must be engaged in English conversation. So make it a point to make the students in your English classroom to converse only in English. Make the students to write neatly and correctly at a reasonable speed. We may come across students who write too fast or too slow. So teach the students to write neatly and correctly at a proper speed. And also enable the students to read and understand the stories or any incidents in the society. And also, whatever you teach in the classroom must make the students to understand the content when they read the English newspapers. So these are all the aims of teaching English at secondary level. And now the last level is higher secondary level, which includes classes 11 and 12. At this level, the students should have mastered the English language. As an English teacher, you should remember the following aims of teaching English at higher secondary level. First and foremost, the students must be able to understand English with ease when spoken at normal conversational speed. So this is also applicable for the secondary students. The students must be able to read standard English newspapers regularly. Nowadays, reading newspapers is not the habit of students. So make the students to read English newspapers at least in the classroom. So give 5 minutes every day in your English classroom and make one student to read an article from a newspaper. And also, the students must be able to gain ability to understand English from the native speakers and to respond reciprocally. So when someone comes and speaks, when native speakers speak in English, the higher secondary students must be in a position to understand the language that is spoken by the native speakers and also respond reciprocally. If that does not happen, then the purpose behind you teaching English for the higher secondary students is not fulfilled. So, if you're teaching higher secondary students, see to it that they understand native speakers' English and also they reciprocate them with the proper reply. Next is that the students must be in a position to have the ability to make notes and also take notes. They must be able to convey one's thought and feeling, and it should be decoded by others. They must also acquire the vocabulary that is suited for all situations that they encounter in their lives. The higher secondary students must be able to use reference materials like dictionary and thesaurus. Nowadays, the students have lost the habit of using dictionaries. So, make it a point that the students should bring dictionaries to the English classroom and give them one word to search for in the classroom. Make this a habit in your English classrooms. Then, make the students to develop and enjoy the literary items. Every month, give them a new book, a new title, ask them to read any person of their own choice so that they can appreciate the literature that they read. And also, The aim of teaching English at higher secondary level should develop the aesthetic sense that they learn through poems in English. They must also understand advertisements and apply for higher studies or for any job. And these students must be able to learn the functional aspects of grammar. Theoretical aspects of grammar is being taught in the classroom, but they should be able to learn the functional aspects of grammar at the higher secondary level. They must also be familiarized in the stress and intonation patterns of English. The students of higher secondary level must be able to answer any open-ended questions in examinations and express all the thoughts and feelings in English. So these are all the aims of teaching English at higher secondary level. So my dear students, you have now known the aims of teaching English at 3 different levels. Only when you know the aims of teaching English, you will be able to do full justice to it with responsibility. Aims are of utmost importance to know what is to be achieved. Remember to list out the aims when beginning to prepare a topic. Only then you will know what you are teaching, why you are teaching, and the purpose of doing it. I shall meet you with another topic. Until then, take care.